We'll be waiting for few more to join. We'll be waiting for few more to join. So this tutorial will be in English, completely in English, because this is for some of our user who have requested this for the English session, as from couple of videos in the back we are just creating a video in Hindi, so they have requested that we should have a live session on this topic. So we have created this video in, and we'll be having more such live sessions in coming days. So keep an eye on our community post, and we'll be keeping you updated on our Instagram channel as well about the live status. So we can see that almost 10 people have joined. So we'll start our tutorial. So in this video, we will be seeing how to automate the your serial number. So you can see that there is nothing over here, but the moment we type any of the name over here, it will give us this. So serial number, and if you type more further, see, nothing happens, because here what we have done, we have used the formula. So with the help of formula, what's happening over here, whenever we are typing anything over here, it's giving us the serial number. So what you can do, you can drag this down, so that whenever you type anything, see, it's give you the serial number. And the moment you remove this, this will be gone. And moreover, on this you can see the format is also getting pulled. See, it's getting formatted as well. So how we have done this, we are gonna see this in this video. So first of all, let us understand the process, what we have done over here. So here we have used the simple if formula. So you can see we have used the if formula, because we need a logical test over here. That means whenever something is here, that means whenever this cell is not blank, then we should get a number over here. Okay, so you can see equal to if b2. That means whenever we get any entry under b2, then this will be counted, the row will be counted. So if formula we have already explained in our many videos. So what we are gonna see over here, we will see the row formula, how this row formula work, and how we get the numbers over here. So the row formula works in a way like we'll be learning this with the help of formula, like there's a two things. Okay, so row, return the row number of a reference, and the second one is the rows, return the row number in a reference or array. So we'll be using the rows formula. Okay, so we'll be typing equal to rows bracket open and the array. So take an example, we have a range like F2 to F3. So it will count the range count. So F2 and FT comes to total 2 count, like 1, 2. Now, what if we add only F2 to F2? That means only one cell has been selected. So it gives us 1. And if I add range till F5, then see, from F2 to F5, there are total 4 cells. So it has given us the 4 number. So similar way, we will be adding our formula here. So we will be adding a formula if B2 cell is not blank, then we should be getting a count of row, and the row count will be A to A. The first cell will be A to till A. That means it will be 1. And the moment we drag this down, okay, so this beat, as you all know, that whenever we drag the formula down, the number, the cell number get also changed. 1 gets added to it. So if we are dragging it down, so B2 gets B3 and this A2 get A3. But we have locked our cell A2, first one A2. Why? Because our count should always start from first till the end. So why we have locked this? Because if we are at the first side, so A2 to A2 it will give 1. Then when we drag it down, then A2 to A3 it will give us 2. Then 3, then 4, 5 and so on. So in this way we have written the formula. So what we'll be doing, we'll be writing it again. Okay, we'll be removing everything from here and we'll write our fresh formula. So let's write the formula as equal to if, then we got our logical test, then so logical test will be B2. Now we want to write that whenever B2 is not blank, then we should get something, right? So we don't have a sign for not equal to. So what we are gonna do, we will be adding a sign less than and more than sign. That means whenever B2 is less than and more than blank. Now for the blank we'll be adding double inverted comma twice. So now this will be read as if B2 is less than and more than, that means not equal to blank. Blank means double inverted comma twice. Then comma, now we got our value if true. That means what if this happened? What if this B2 is not blank? Then we should get a count. So as we all know, the count formula, we have already written that. So rows, then array. Our array will be A2, right? We have seen that A2. But we want to log this, so you can log this by pressing F4, or you can directly add the dollar sign in front and at the end of 8. Okay, so both the side dollar, then you have to give a range till A2. So we want our range to be from A2 to A2 because it's our first one. So A2 till A2. Okay, now we got our range. That means when B2 is not equal to blank, when B2 is not equal to blank, then it will be give us a count. And what if it's blank? Then if it's blank, then it will give us as blank. So again, we already seen the blank to how to write it. So blank will be double inverted comma twice and then bracket close. Now put the enter and just drag this down till wherever you want, and you can see a numbers is getting changed and the first one is okay. So if we add anything over here like x, it gives us the count. Name, anything you type over here, it started giving us the count, and the cell is also getting the formatted. Now what if we delete this cell or delete the complete column from this? See, we are deleting it. Our number also get updated. You can see if I'm deleting this second one, see, it's getting auto updated because our formula also read the upper one, so it's get updated accordingly. The counting gets updated. So in this way, you can create a automate. You can automate your serial number. Okay, most of the time, what people normally do, people normally will just copy this and will show you what people do. There are multiple ways of adding the number, but this is the simplest way and automated way where you just have to write the formula at once and it will keep on doing its work, and that means it's an automation. Now what people normally do, people normally add one, two, and then what they do, they just drag this and fill the series. If it's not filled, copied, then just right click it and fill the series. Okay, the another way of doing it, if you don't want to use the formula, right, the another way of doing it is just you have to write one over here and keep that cell selected. Okay, and what you have to do, you have to just go on to the home tab, and from this fill, okay, you can see this fill option. From this fill, you have to select the series, and then from the series, make this column, okay, and 100. See, now all your numbers has been added till 100. So this is also one of the way, but the problem is again the same. If I delete anything, see, my number get also the same. The another way, so we'll delete this complete. So that there's a problem where if I'm deleting any of the row, my number don't get updated. The another way most of the people use to add the serial number is what they do, they add one, and for the next one, what they do, they just write equal to above plus 1. So, and then if you drag this, see, you get this. Okay, and when I delete this, this get error because now what happened over here, we are deleting the 11 1, right, plus 1. So if I'm deleting the 11, so this give me the error. So again, this method also get fails. So what I believe, the one writing the formula is the best way of doing it. So there's nothing hard in it. It's just an if formula and the row formula combined. Now we'll see how we have added the condition formatting. So simple use uses we have done, we what we have done, we have just selected this cell and we have added a condition like for the new formula. Okay, we'll not be able to show here, but we'll be uploading a fresh video after this session, so from there you can check this, that you just have to click on the condition and then you just have to type like equal to whatever cell has been selected. Okay, whatever cell you are on to, again more than, less than, and double inverted comma, and hit the enter. And then format that cell border to lines, and that's it. The moment you do that, it will work fine. Nothing with. Okay, so this is the way how you can do the editing, and automate your process. So I hope you have understand this process easily. And in mm, our previous video, we have seen a couple of people are asking us how to add the address bar and how to do the formatting and how to add the graph bar. Okay, so adding a graph is a very simple technique. We'll show you one of the technique where it's really helpful. So you just have to, with the help of formula, you can actually add the graph bar. Now this video is also been uploaded in our previous video. Recently we have uploaded that video, so you can check that video, and it's really helpful for you. Okay, so first of all, what you have to do, you just have to add the checkbox over here, and you all know how to add the checkbox. You just have to go onto the developer tab and hit the insert, and the moment you add the checkbox, okay, we'll edit this name. Okay, so we for the one who don't understand why we have the explaining the topic which we have already covered in our recent video, because one of our live viewer is asking us to explain this in a more detailed way, so we are just on to that. Okay, so we'll be showing you how we have added that graph bar with the help of the formula. It's really simple. So the first thing which you have to do over here, you have to assign the value, assign this checkbox to particular cell. Now remember, whenever to assign this to any cell, that means whenever I click this, okay, it, it should give us the value. So to do that, just have to right click on it. Just have to right click on it and click on format cell, and then over the link cell link, you can directly type the G2, F2, wherever you want your result to appear. And so if we want a result to on G2, you can click on that, or you can type it manually. Okay, so once you do add, just click OK, and whenever you click this, you can see on click it's give us a true, on untick it's give us a false. And now if we just delete this and again we click this, it will again show up the result. So in this way we are getting a result. So what we have done over here, in our previous video, we have not assigned the cell outside the checkbox, we have assigned the inside only, so which is the E3. So what we have done, we'll change this to E3 cell. Okay, and we'll delete this. So over here, if I click, you can see it's a done and through, it's all get mixed up. So to remove this mess, what we have done, we have just changed the color, because we don't want the true and false value. We have changed the color to white. So now you can see it's actually over there, but we can't see because we have given the color of the same cell color, that means the white background. So we have given that. Now over here, to get the graph, okay, so to get the graph, what we have done, we have added this simple formula. Now Okay, what we have done, we have added the simple form, sorry, my mistake. For the Google Sheet, we have added the simple formula, but for the this Excel, you don't have to write the formula. You just have to go on to the conditional formatting. Okay, wherever you want the graph to appear. Okay, you can directly can go on to the conditional formatting cell, conditional formatting option. Then go on to the new rule, and from a drop down, just have to click the data bar. Then from a data bar, you can change the color for whatever you want. Change the type to number. Okay, just hold on, please. One of our viewer have a query that they can't see. Okay, so from there you have to change the number. Okay, now he is able to see. Then again the maximum number, and for the minimum one you just have to give the value as 0, and for the maximum give the value as 1 and hit OK. Okay, now whenever I have a 0 value, so there will be nothing, but so we'll change this to percentage, and if I have a 50, you can see we get a 50%, 100 we got 100%, 70%. Now this value, now this bar works with the value. So over here, how we can get the value? So it was pretty simple. uh, we had our multiple checkboxes, right? Because if we do this with the one checkbox, that means it will be 100%. If I click on one of them, that means it's 100%. So we want at least multiple one. So what will we do? We'll just copy this, and you don't need to again go on to the developer tab. You just have to copy the cell. Make sure that you are copying the cell and not the checkbox. Okay, and wherever you want this, so we'll have it on the 4 cells, and see, it's done. Now the main problem over here is you can't, the format, the cell format, the link will not work if you do it on any one of the cell. To do that, the first thing, either you have to do it with the VBA code. It will be done in a one go, because with the help of VBA, you just have to write a simple code, and for that also we have our video. You can check our video section. We have written a code, and you can easily copy it from our website. Okay, so just have to copy that code and paste it, and whatever how many checkbox you create, it will be auto, the cell will be auto linked. So you can check that later on. For this we'll have to do it manually, so we'll do it right here. We'll just right click, format. Now E3, then this one will be E4, and next will be E5, next this one will be E6. Okay, now you can see, we'll check if it's working fine or not. See, everything is working fine. So now it's simple. We have got our this ready, and now over here we just have to write the formula. Now the formula will be a percentage formula. So the first thing, we will be writing a count ifs formula. That means wherever there is a true, we should get the count, and then we will divide it with the all the cell. Wherever there is a blank cell, so we'll get the count done. So first we'll be writing the formula for count if. Now count if the range, so our range will be this and our criteria will be true. Now this means wherever there is a true, it will give us the count. See, if I get click here, it gives us a count 1, 2. Okay, and the another one will be count. Now count formula work with the blank, like wherever there is not a blank, wherever there no blank, it will count that. So we all know that none of these 4 cell is blank, because even if it's not clicked, a false entry is over there, and if I click, the false changes to true, but it's not a blank. Okay, so we'll be counting as count A. See, count the number of cells in a range that are not empty, right? So we'll be writing count A and we'll be selecting this cell. So it will give us the 4 count, correct? Now you all know how the percentage formula work. It's work like this, divide by this, and we will get the answer. See, 25%, 50%, 75%, and then 100%. So in this way, we are getting the answer. Now, over here, we can't write these two separately. So what we are gonna do, we'll write it in combined way. So we'll be writing it count, okay, if now count if, then we'll be writing range. So range will be this, criteria is true. Okay, so this is our first formula, then we'll be adding this because we want to divide it, and then we'll be writing the another one, count A. Okay, so the count A, then the this, and hit the enter. See, it's giving me the 100%. We'll just remove this. So if I just remove, see, if it's 1, then 25%. If it's 2, 50%. Then on third, 75%. See, complete 100%. So I hope I have answered your query. So we'll wait for a few more questions. Okay. Yeah. So now the user is asking us whether we can change this color or not. Yes, you can make it, it's work totally fine. You can change the color of this, and if you change the color of the complete cell, then it will give you a result like this. See it, so it looks really bad, right? So better you just keep this on the normal white, because okay, we'll change this to automatic. Okay, because white, because the rest of the color, if it's white, then only it will work and it will show you as a graph. See how beautiful it is, and it's really working fine, right? So our user is now asking us, what if we want to delete this checkbox? So it's nothing, not an hard rule. You just have to click on this. Okay, what if you have created a multiple and you have to delete it at once? Okay, just have to click on one of the checkbox, like this, and then hit Control A. And then just okay, I'm sorry for the disturbance. Actually, our network got disconnected, so we got disconnected from there. But now, we got stable. Okay, so the another question. So now, please ask. Go ahead with the another one. Okay, we'll wait for the next question. Okay, for the VLOOKUP. Okay, and the okay. So our next question is from one of the user who want to understand the VLOOKUP process. So VLOOKUP is very simple, and okay, VLOOKUP and difference between the VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. Okay, fine. See, VLOOKUP is simple as the name suggests. It's a vertical lookup, and the HLOOKUP is an horizontal lookup. So take an example. Okay, take an example. If we have a data over here, okay, like 1. Okay, we'll change this from percentage to normal. Okay, take an example. If we have a 1 over here and we want to find the value of the 1, that means the linked cell in front of that, okay, in this table, then what VLOOKUP do? VLOOKUP will search the value in a vertical format, okay, in a vertical range, and it will give us a result as in count like 1, 2, 3, 4. Whatever number I type, it will give us the result of that number. Okay, it will count like A will be 1, B will be 2, C will be 3, D will be 4. So it will jump like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it will give us the result. So we'll learn it with the help of example. Okay, so we'll type it VLOOKUP. Okay, now the lookup value. Now our lookup value is this 1, right? So VLOOKUP value, then comma, table array. Table array means your range. So this will be our table array. Okay, next you can easily see over here. See, whenever we go on to the any step, it gives us this into bold, right? So lookup value, then table array, then column index number. Now column index number, as I already told you, we have to count it 1, 2, 3, 4. So we want the result of name. We want a name which is on the first serial number, right? So our name is on B, right? B column. So it's 1 and 2. So we'll be typing in simple 2, then comma, then over here we want asking us true or false. We want the appropriate match or the exact match. So yes, we want the exact match. Then you can click on that and you can hit on the tab button, and then you can close the bracket, and where you hit the enter, see, give you the result as Excel. And if I change the lookup value from 1 to 2, give us the SR. From 2 to 3, CXY. Correct? So this is the simplest way of learning. So the best way of VLOOKUP, what you can do, you can, if you are into the learning stage, okay, so first you can write it over here like lookup value, okay, because this is what it is gonna ask, right? See, right, it is first gonna ask lookup value, then table array, then column index number, right? So in this way it's going to ask. So first our search will be lookup value, then it will be table array, then column index, and then see, and then it's a appropriate match or a lookup range lookup. So we want this as false, right, because we want the exact match, then the range lookup. So we'll be writing range lookup. Now see, the moment you add this onto your data, your work is very easy. Now you know what you want to write the formula, right? So you want these four things, and you already have your data over here, correct? So, so what you have to do, just have to write it down over here, or you can write the cell number over here. So where is our lookup value? So our lookup value is on the C F8, correct? Where it is? It is on the F8 cell. So we'll be writing it as in F8. Okay, done. This is a table array. Now, table array, that means we want the range. So our range is this. That means our table. So you just have to, what you have to do, you just have to select the complete table. See, just have to select the complete table. And so over here, what will be our table array? From where it's getting started. So anyway, it's very simple, you just have to select it, but I'll tell you how it's get read. Okay, so from where it's get started and from where it's get ended. So it will be like it's starting from A1 and it's ending on B4. So if you get select this, then it will be written as A1 till B4. So this will be your range from A1 till B4. Okay, then column index number. This has already been explained that you have to write 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we have a 2, so we want the name, so it will be 1, 2. What do you want? You want the name to be looked, so it's on the second, so we'll be writing it 2. Then range, it's a simple one, true or false. True, appropriate match, and false, exact match. So we want the false. Now see, the work is so easy. A VLOOKUP is so simple with this. Now we'll remove this. Okay, we'll be typing it VLOOKUP. Oops. Okay, we'll be typing VLOOKUP. Lookup value we already know F8, so you can type F8 or we'll click on this. Now you can see we got our VLOOKUP value. Now you can see a small comma over here. Okay, you just have to add the comma. table array. Now, what table array? It's A1 to B4. So if you are selecting this, see, it's giving the same thing. Or you can type your own, it's one of the same. Then again, it will be comma. Okay, so will be as comma over here. Then column index number, it's 2. So we'll be writing 2. Again, comma. Now we have a false over here. So we'll be just selecting it, enter the tab, bracket close. It's done. See how simple it is. It's really simple and easy when you do this in this way. Okay, so this was the our VLOOKUP and for the HLOOKUP, right? So our question was from one of our viewer that how to do HLOOKUP as well. So the one who have recently joined our stream, as I can see that almost more than 100 people are watching our stream right now. So this stream is for the videos we have created and the questions we have received from our viewers. Okay, so the questions which we have received from our viewers, so a lot of questions like how you have done this and how it's been created, we are not able to understand, so we have gone live so that we can solve the queries live. Okay, so over here HLOOKUP. Now how HLOOKUP work in a very simple way, same way, sorry, in a very same way like a VLOOKUP. It's just like it will do now we are searching like 1 2, right? So it will do 1 2 3 4 in this way it will work. Okay, so guys, it just give us a moment, 2 minutes, because our viewer uh, is just writing out the formula and it's already been recorded, but it's just having one more query. So give us a moment. Okay, so let's move on to the HLOOKUP. Okay, so we'll be typing over here HLOOKUP and see, again we're getting the same thing. Lookup value, table array. Now this time it's not the column and just the row index number. Okay, so instead of column we have added the row. So we, let's have told you before, 1 2. So in this way it will be like 1 and 2. So what we'll be doing it will be just change this to from vertical to horizontal format, and to do that we have to transpose it. Okay, and we'll be doing the for this as well. We're just pasting the bit. Oh, sorry. Over here we'll be pasting it. Okay, so from here we got our data in a horizontal format. So the simplest way to understand is this: when your data is in this format, then you will be doing a vertical lookup, and when your data is in this format, then you have to do a horizontal lookup. That means if you want to search like in 1 2 3 in this way, then it will be a vertical. Now if I want to search the serial number 1 and the name is under second row, then it will be horizontal. So again it's the same thing. Lookup value, our lookup value will be the same, and then table array, the table array will get changed. So what will be our table array? It will be from E1 to H2, correct? So it will be, we'll write it down over here, E1 till H2. Now the counting was A B, right? 1 2. So this time the counting will be A 1 2 in a serial way. So again we want the result from 1 to serial number 1 result and the name, so it will be 2, and the range lookup will be the same. So here nothing got changed, just the column index got changed, and so we'll write it next to column or row. Okay, so here we'll be writing a formula as equal to HLOOKUP. Okay, so here we'll be writing a formula as equal to HLOOKUP, then our lookup value, that means it's F8 comma table array. Now table array will be even, so we'll not be writing it, we'll be directly selecting this. See, it's the same. Then row index number 2 comma false, tab, bracket close, and hit the enter. See, for the 3 it's XYZ, and if I click on 1 it's X. So it's the simplest way to learn the formula. Just write it down the function. The moment you write down the function and you start writing the formula, you know what will be into that formula. So this is the best practice which you can do. Okay, we'll remove this. We'll wait for the another question. Okay, so our another question is for one of our user, is to understand the logical function. Okay, so the logical function is the function like if and, if or, and so on. So if function, we'll be starting with the if function. So write it, we'll write it as if. See, if you write the if function, it's a simple thing. Logical test. That means the condition. What is the condition? Right? So take an example. If for the condition is E5 cell, that means this cell, okay, is equal to, okay, E5 cell is equal to Excel. That means take an example. If E5 cell पे हम we write it down like in Excel. So Excel is in value, so we have to write it in a double inverted comma. If E files is equal to Excel, now we got our condition, right? Then a comma. Value if true. That means what should Excel do if this E5 is equal to Excel? Then we want like pass. So again, it's in value. So we'll be writing in the double inverted comma. And the moment you hit the comma, now you can see a false got bold. And what if it's false? That means Excel will give us the result over here, like if we write Excel over here, then it will give us a result as pass. But if it's not in Excel, and if it's something else, or if it's blank or anything, then it will give us a result as, sorry, again box, fail, and comma. See, so if I type as Excel over here, okay, it's giving us a pass, but if anything else, then fail. So this is the if condition which you can use like for any of the logical test. Okay, so if you have a single, so over here we were having a single condition, right? So we have used the if function. But if we have a multiple conditions, right, then for example, if it's Excel, then pass. If it's mind, then XYZ. If it's this, then this. If it's this, then that. Then this if condition, it's not gonna work. Okay, or else what you have to do, you have to nest this. Nest means till pass you can write, and then for if it's not, then again in this field you again have to write the again if formula, and then so on. So you have to do that, or else you can use the ifs function. It will show you. Okay, will show you in this in couple of time, because I think some error is, yeah, it's working. So what we were trying to say is like if function, right? So if this cell is equal to Excel, then we want the result as pass. Now we want a multiple one, right? So for if it's not Excel, then what? So again you have to type the if, and again we got the logical test. Now again this cell is equal to mind, right? Comma. Now the true, and then we want it as the value as true, and if not, you can, if you have a more conditions, then you can again write the if, and you can write the words. And but now we are just going with this, with the two condition, and then fail, bracket close. Now you can see whenever you're closing the bracket, make sure see, just keep an eye on this bracket. If I close this bracket, see it's got dark, it's got bold, because it's showing me that this condition is complete, but the first bracket is still not closed. So you have to again add the one bracket. See, it's got darkened, right? Now two bracket close, and then done. So Our condition say if there is an excel written over here, then pass. If there's a mind or written over here, then true. And if it's nothing, then fail. So right now it's nothing. So if I add mind, see, it's giving me the result as true. And if I add excel, it's giving me the result as pass. So in this way, it's a simplest way of learning the logical test. So again, you can write it down and you can have everything written over there, so that whenever you write the formula, right, so it will be very easy for you to understand and write it in a very easiest way. And the next, so we will be covering more two questions over here, and then we will be ending our live session, and again we'll be going live once we got the collected questions, so that we give you the a real live example. Okay, and it's excel is really easy to understand, just have to concentrate, and the matter is the practice. Just have to practice and it's really easy. Okay, so over here, what the count say? Okay, so simple count say value 1 and value 2. So if I add this, see, nothing wrong. But if I'm adding a number, it's getting a count. So count is simply counting the numbers. And if I want to count the cell where there is an entry, okay, so you just have to write count A. Now count A will count the cell where there is an entry. That means whatever cell which is not blank, it is counting that. So it's a simple one, right? Count if we have already seen how it's worked, and count ifs is the one where for the count if you have only one condition, like one logical test, and for the count ifs you have the multiple one, like we have seen the if nested formula. So here you don't have to do it again and again, you just have the criteria 1, criteria 2, criteria 3, and then once the moment you close this, you will have the option to move on. So it will be like a multiple criteria. And the last one we will be covering for the today's session is counting the blank. So we have seen the counting the numbers, we have seen the counting the value. Now we'll be seeing the counting the blank. So simple, we have a formula over here, count blank, and see if I select this much cell and hit enter, see the range is selected till P9 till here. So the blank cell we have is 1 2 3 4 5. So it has counted only the blank. If I remove this, see, it's got 6. So in this way you can count the blank cells, and you can count the numbers, you can count the without blank cell as well. So I hope this live session was helpful for you. We'll be uploading the live video so that you can again go and check whatever you have learned. In the coming session we will be covering again we'll be covering your questions, and we'll be having a session, our next session will be having on the basic tutorial. That means complete basic understanding of the Excel, from nothing advanced level question will be over there. We'll be addressing each and everything about the basic of Excel, like the toolbars and the sum and the functions, like a small functions. So if you are interested in learning that, we will be posting our time under the community section, and we'll be posting on the our Instagram page as well about this. So if you are interested in attending the live session, it will be done soon, and keep yourself updated. Do subscribe us so that you learn more and more techniques of the Excel, and keep on practicing. The more you practice, the more you will excel your skill. So keep yourself practicing and just excel your skill with the Excel mind. Thank you.